Hello friends, I'm Abby and today I am setting up my reading bullet journal for 2021. I'm doing a similar theme to the way I set up my reading bullet journal for last year, but I have made some changes that I'm really excited about and that I think are going to really inspire me to keep coming back to my reading bullet journal. On this cover page, I'm just writing 2021 reading bullet journal, and I printed out a lot of these very aesthetic reading cozy pictures, and I'll be using them throughout my spreads. This is going to just be my quote page. I love to find a quote that inspires me to keep coming back to books. And this quote is actually from one of my favorite books of 2020, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I just thought it was so perfect to make the front of my bullet journal this year. It says, "Books she has found are a way to live 1,000 lives or to find strength in one very long one." In The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, she lives forever and nobody remembers her, which creates a lot of problems for her and a lot of stress and anxiety. And she escapes through books. And I just thought that that was so amazing. And I use books as escapism as well, so I thought it would be perfect for me to include as my cover page. This next spread I'm doing a little bit differently than I did last year, and this will be my books read spread. So what I'm doing right now is setting up shelves. I create just big boxes at the bottom, and I only created 4 shelves. My plan is to fill these 4 shelves and create more shelves or stacks of books on top of these shelves if I read more than what fills these shelves, which I'm certain I will, but since I don't know how much I will read in 2021, this gives me a little bit of flexibility in adding shelves or adding piles of books. I could just add piles straight up and fit in a ton more books, but I loved just setting up these super simple shelves at the bottom of the page, and I can fill in the top half as I go throughout the year. Next, I'm setting up my stats tracker for my reading bullet journal, and the first page I'm setting up is my genres. Now, I did get inspired by Katie Coulson here on BookTube. She sets up her reading bullet journal in this format, or she tracks these things. I didn't track them last year, but I do think that it'll make my end of the year videos much more easily filmed if I have all this information in one space. So on the left hand side I have genres, and on the right hand side I'm putting just kind of generic stats. So under genres I just will do tally marks anytime I read a book of that genre, and under stats I'm tracking whether it's young adult, adult or middle grade, whether the author is male, female, non-binary, whether the author is white or is a BIPOC author, and then what my star rating was. And something else I'm excited about tracking this year is the countries of the books that I'm reading. Again, I read for escapism, so having these different countries will make it exciting to track where I've traveled in my reading. Next, I'm setting up my 2021 reading goals, which at the time of filming this, I didn't have the goals set yet, so you won't see me putting goals in there, but since then I have sat down and gone through some of my reading goals for 2021, which includes reading 100 books, trying new genres for me, a lot of very exciting things for 2021, including continuing to diversify my reading and diversify my shelves. On this right-hand side, I am setting up another bookshelf, and this bookshelf will be tracking my physical TBR. This is my favorite way for tracking my physical TBR because it makes it exciting when I buy a new book. I can add it to this little shelf, and the way I do this is I create the books, I write the books down, but I write the titles of the books on the spine in pencil. So when I read a book from my physical TBR, I erase the spine of that book on this spread. And this spread I use mostly to track how many books are currently on my physical TBR. This next spread I'm setting up is going to be my Book of the Month spread. And I like to track, this is just something fun for me, I like to track what books I choose each month for my Book of the Month. Book of the Month really is something special to me. I absolutely love it. It kind of got me back into reading, and it was my anniversary present from my husband last year for our first wedding anniversary. So I love to track what books I'm choosing each month. The spread I'm setting up now is my loans spread. This is where I track what books I've loaned out to people, what date I loaned them out to, who I loaned them out to, and then I track when or if they were returned. This is helpful for me because I do like to give my favorite books out to my friends. This next spread I'm super excited about, and it's going to be my 21 books in 2021 spread. And I chose 21 of the new releases in 2021 that I'm most excited about. There's definitely more books than this that are coming out this year that I am excited about, but I wanted to go with the ones I was most excited for, and I also didn't really include a lot of series continuations on this list. This is more new stories or just standalone books that I'm really excited about. I did include some sequels, but not many. And I'll be making a video to talk about all of these books coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. This next spread I'm very excited about and was inspired by Plant-Based Bride's reading bullet journal for this year. And it is kind of this bracket system to track what my favorite books of the year are. So there are 12 spots over on the left-hand side, and so each month I'll choose my favorite book that I read that month, and as you can see, they will go head-to-head with other books, and eventually I'll be able to narrow it down to my top 3 favorite books of the year and then my top favorite book of the year. Next, I'm setting up a spread for a year-long readathon called the Read Harder Challenge. And this is a challenge hosted by Book Riot every year, and it kind of just inspires people and pushes readers to read beyond their typical or normal reading styles and reading genres. I'm really excited for this challenge because there are so many fantastic prompts that I wouldn't necessarily think of, and I'm excited to get into them, and I really encourage you to check it out on your own. This next page I'm using kind of like a major brain dump page, but specifically for vlog ideas. I found myself last year needing a place to write down all of my vlog ideas, and so that's what this page will be used for. That is all for setting up my reading bullet journal for 2021, the whole start of the year. I hope that you were able to find some things in these setups that are inspiring to you and can help you set up your own reading journal, or maybe inspires you just to track your reading this year. I know a lot of people use Goodreads or some kind of format like that in order to track it, and I highly encourage you to track what you're reading because it's definitely eye-opening at the end of the year to see what you read. And now I am setting up my January reading bullet journal spreads. My theme for January is kind of just icy, cold setups, and this is so simple to set up. I just used my blue Tombow dual brush pen, and in order to make that kind of dripping icicle vibe, all you do is just use your pen and wing it. At least that's what I did. And then next to my January setup, I did put my TBR and my hauled page, and that's where I'll write down books I plan to read and any books I buy throughout the month. And here, I'm just setting up my video tracker. This is where I plan out what videos I'll post each month and check off whether I did them or not. And next to the calendar, I do track my YouTube subscribers. My goal this year, it doesn't sound crazy, but it is to get to 200 subscribers. And right now I'm at 140, so I'm eager to get there, and I'm hopeful that I can get there this year. Underneath the calendar, I put a brain dump just for BookTube specific things. And on the right-hand page, I'm doing a tracker for my 2 readathons I'm participating in this month, which is the Winterween Readathon and the Buzzwordathon. The Buzzwordathon word for the month is dream. And these 2 pages are the last ones I'll be setting up for my reading bullet journal for January. And I'm adding a new tracker that is my 5-star reads, and this is where I will put any 5-star books of the month. And the right-hand side is just my books read, where I can track books I read and my thoughts as I read them. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all are having a fantastic new year and that your reading is going great so far. And I will see you all next time. Bye, friends.